everyone, Chris here from New Zealand, and tonight I'm going to show you how to create PowerPoint presentations with OpenAI and Python 3.9. It's quite impressive and I think you're going to enjoy this one. So a few things you need to do. First up, you need to sign up at OpenAI and head over to platform.openai.com and get a API key. There is a free option, of course. I'm using the paid version, which is something like $20 a month. It's not a lot, but that gives you access to the GPT-4 model, which is a lot more impressive than the GPT 3.5. But if you want to use the free version and test this out, you don't have to have a paid subscription to do so. And I'll show you how to adjust the code so that you can use that free GPT 3.5 model. You'll also need Python 3.9. Other Python versions might work, but for the purposes of this exercise, we'll be using version 3.9. Download links here on the screen. Again, this is free, so you don't have to pay for anything, and it's easy to download and install. We'll jump straight into the code. The source code is provided in the links. So I'm using Visual Studio Code here to run my Python scripts, and you'll see at the bottom I've got my Python version 3.9 running. So I've got multiple Python versions on my machine, so I make sure that I'm running the correct one. I've provided the requirements.txt file, as I usually do with these kind of videos, and within the data set that I include in the link. And here we need to install the OpenAI libraries, iCrawler and python-pptx. If you don't know how to do that, I'll also add a description in the link, but all you need to do is to use the pip install to install the requirements.txt file. Refer also to my first video in this series that'll explain that in a bit more detail on how to get that set up if you haven't already done that. Then also there's a template.pptx. You can customize this template to suit, and this will pretty much contain your themes and fonts and watermarks, etc. for your presentations. This theme that I've got here, or this template, is just a blank template, a default template with nothing in it, a single slide, and it is called template.pptx, and it's important that this is located in the same folder as the main Python file. All right, so we'll jump straight into that here. The first thing you need to do, and the only thing that you really need to do, is to provide your OpenAPI key. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So I've already got an OpenAI account, and I've head over here to API key. So this is on platform.openai.com. And I'm going to create a new temporary key for this exercise. Of course, again, this information is confidential, so it's something that you don't necessarily want to share. If you make that publicly available, it does mean that someone could potentially use your key, and it might incur costs. So what I'm doing is I'm creating this key, and of course you'll be able to see it. But once I'm done with this exercise, I'll be sure to remove that key again from the list so that that information remains private. Okay, so there we go. I have provided my API key, and that's really all you'll have to do. I'll talk you through the code a little bit, but let's first jump straight into the process and see what it looks like and what results we can expect from this automation tool. And I am really sure that you're going to be impressed by it. So I've got my terminal running here at the bottom. You just head over here in Visual Studio Code to Terminal and select New Terminal if you don't have one open already. And then we want to run that main Python file. So all we do is we right click on it and we choose Run Python File in Terminal. Now I have set up a couple of prompts in the Python file, and I'll talk about that in a bit, but it's going to ask you for the topic, and you can really provide any topic here that you want. I will say AI adoption in New Zealand, right? So that'll be my topic. This could be anything. You can talk about puppies, you can talk about climate change, anything you want to. So AI adoption New Zealand, the number of slides, I'm going to use, let's say 10 slides here. And then we've got the option of inserting images or graphics, which is really cool. I haven't seen that functionality in many of the other PowerPoint generators. So you've got three options: N for none, F for few, or M for many. I'm going to choose M. It's not case sensitive, so you can have lowercase m there, it's fine also. And this is going to take a few seconds to run. It's less than a minute, but what it's doing is it's actually using this iCrawler library to search for relatable images on the internet, and it's downloading them. So you can see here it's actually using Google Image Crawler, and it's going to download those images, place it in the same location as the main Python file, and it's going to then generate that PowerPoint presentation after calling the OpenAI API using the template that we've provided here in the source code. And it's going to then start building those slides for us. And you can actually see it's starting to do something here. And on the left-hand side, we can see the images are being generated as we speak. When it's finished, it's going to say it's done, and the AI adoption in New Zealand is ready, and where we can find this in our computer. So there it is. I'm going to right-click on it and say Reveal in Explorer. Hi, we hope that you're enjoying the content, and there's more to come, so stay tuned. In order for us to continue producing videos and helpful content and informative content such as this one, we need your support. And you can support us by hitting the subscribe button down here somewhere. We really appreciate that, and that keeps us going. Thanks. And let's open that up and see what it has generated. Quite exciting. Off the bat, you can see there are the slides. They are visually appealing, some graphics, some explanations, and content. So let's see. AI adoption in New Zealand, an examination of the current state and future potential. So it's added that subtitle without me doing anything. It's given me the first slide saying, what is AI? So it's jumping straight into the topic content and the definition of it. And it says AI, or artificial intelligence, is the simulation of human intelligence processes by machines, especially computer systems. Key aspects of AI include learning, reasoning, problem solving, perception, and language understanding. It's ironic since that's exactly what it's demonstrated through this exercise. The next slide, current state of AI in New Zealand. It talks a little bit about that. Very impressive. Then we see the fourth slide, sector-wise AI adoption in New Zealand. It's giving us some graphics here with real-time information from the internet. So it's absolutely mind-blowing, and it's comparing that to the rest of the world. It's showing you the barriers to AI adoption in New Zealand. So some challenges regarding the topic. It's giving us New Zealand's AI policies. It's talking about the legal aspects of it. So really, again, a really comprehensive research effort that is done in a matter of seconds. AI initiatives in New Zealand. So talking about additional, contents surrounding the topic. Future of AI in New Zealand. So it's, taking us through that whole journey of where we are, how we compare to the rest of the world, and where it's going in the future. So really something you would expect a graduate or an intern to produce, or even at a higher level, and this has just done it for us in seconds. So really doing all of the legwork, and here giving us key takeaways, so summarizing all of these slides together, and finally it ends with a thank you slide. So all in all, I would say that is extremely impressive results that has been achieved through this, and all in 232 lines of code. And you really don't have to do anything. If you're not a Python programmer, don't worry. All you need to do is to enter your OpenAPI key in line 16, and when you've done that, you can simply right-click and choose Run in Python Terminal, and you will be good to go. So no programming experience required. I'll just end off with a note and saying that if you want to install the requirements here from the requirements.txt, I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, in my particular case, when I installed Python 3.9, I installed it to the location, as you see here on my screen, CPython39. Your installation location might be different, and if you only have a single version of Python installed, then you don't have to follow this path that I'm following now. In other words, the CPython39 /python.exe-m is telling my system that when I'm going to install these requirements from requirements.txt, it should install it for this specific version of Python on my machine, since I have multiple versions installed. If you only have one, then you could skip that first part and you could go straight up and just type pip, and then we're going to go install-r to tell it's going to read a file, requirements.txt. And that's all you have to do. When I hit that, it's going to check whether it's already installed. In my case, it was. If not, it's going to install those libraries for you. So you'll have everything set up and ready to go. I just do a clear screen because I like seeing what's happening while I run scripts. And again, you can just right click and choose run in Python terminal and you're good to go. No more spending hours on setting up PowerPoint presentations, and hopefully you find this really useful. If you did, please remember to hit the subscribe button and share and like and come back for more. Okay, bye.